Hello again, my name's Diane and I make and sell quilts in my Etsy shop. And if you'd like to see how I made this one, called Indian Summer, please stay with me. So it's a lovely size, a lovely topper for a double bed. It makes a great size throw and it's really warm. It's all cotton, eco-friendly. So if you're interested, I'll show you the process. So this is the inspiration for this quilt. It's a fat quarter pack called Indian Summer, and it says V&A. So for those that aren't aware of what V&A is, it's the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. So I'll show you the 4 swatches that are in that pack. We have this one, which has the tropical birds and flowers and leaves, and then we have this. It has a very soft pink background. It's not white or off-white, it is a soft pink with the berry red flowers and then a sort of magenta buds and a pink flower bud as well. And then we have this one, an all over design. The camera's not picking up the golden hue in the background. It is more yellowy gold than it's appearing on this, warmer. It's a much warmer colour than it looks there. And then the last one is, if I can find it, excuse me, is this forest green with a goldeny yellowy branch, some off-white leaves, and then these little floral red berries on the top. So that is the inspiration for this quilt, but the quilt design that I have in mind to use it in requires a few more colours, so I will show you that. And this is the design that I intend to use. I've called this design Sextant, after the equipment they used to use for navigating by the stars. And I think of this as being some sort of navigation with all the arrows here and then the stars around the outside. So obviously it's not the right colours because there's only 3, dark, medium and light values, and that just gives me an overall impression to make sure that there is enough balance in the quilt. So where these dark colours are, I'll substitute with darker fabric, and medium, I know what the medium is going to be, and the light obviously is the light fabric in there. But I have introduced some more fabrics to that swatches, those 4, and I'll show you those. So this is introduction number 1, the new one. It's a cream background with a white scroll pattern in. So I've brought that one in. I've brought this red, which is sort of a raspberry red with a little pink mottle in. It is a bit grungy, it's a bit modern for the V&A patterns, but the colours work perfectly, so we're going to get away with that. And then because it's a floral Indian Summer, I've gone with this green that I had in my stash, which is could be floral. I think it will work. So I've started to play with working with the fabric. So there is the green inside a white, that works well. And there's a dark green inside a white, and that works well, I think. And then there's the white within this golden colour, and it's this is going to be the medium range. This will be the background of the quilt. So this is why I wanted to bring in a almost solid, is that you'd have a contrast. If I used either of the 2 paler florals that were included in the pack, they wouldn't stand out enough. So that's why I've gone with an almost solid. So I think these are going to work well together, going to play nice. And if they don't, then perhaps we'll have a different quilt. But at the moment, that's where we're going. With this design, I've started on the central panel first. So I've been working on that. There are a couple of issues that I'm thinking about. It's these little corners here. I think I might put them the same colour as this cornerstone here, and also these little bars. Not quite sure yet with those, so I might leave that, but I have completed this and I'm very excited to share that with you. And there we go. Isn't it lovely? I'm so pleased with it. I love this background. It's sort of got an Edwardian feel to it. It's really pretty, really lovely. And yes, that's modern, the red and the green, but I think it's really working well. The red especially is picking up the red berries in the dark. So I am loving that. So what I'm going to focus on now is the outside and then work my way in, and hopefully those cornerstones will get, that problem there will be solved. Oh, it's such a lovely day. I've spent most of the morning in the garden. Not quite an Indian summer. It's nice and warm, so I'm going to have lunch in the garden. And I'm not the only one, as you can see. The birds are in, feeding. There they go. So the last time we looked, I was concentrating on these stars. I call these little crowns. I don't actually know what this block is. There will be a name for it, but anyway. There's 4 of the ones with the dark and they're very pale inside. So that's the white background, and this will be the dark crown. And I fussy cut a couple of birds, and then I fussy cut these flowers. So those 4 blocks look pretty identical. And then in the paler one next door is that one, which I fussy cut those, and that's got a cream, oh well, it's pink actually, pink background with the white stars. So now my next stage is to build out this block. So it has a green square there and a green square there. That will create a band that runs around the outside. So I shall do those next, and that square I decided to do red because there's red in the squares, there's red in the outside there, and then there isn't any more red anywhere else, so I thought I would introduce that there. Okay, let's do that stage next. Looking nice. Very nice. And there we are. I have all of my half square triangles ready. You can see that ochre colour now shows up a little bit more. And I have the squares, and I have grey thread, so it doesn't show up in the seams. A paler thread might show up. And then I've laid out the first corner block, which I think looks lovely. Okay, let's sew this together and see what it looks like. This is the cornerstone one of the quilt with the darker crowns. You can see that there is a definite orientation to these blocks. So I needed to put a green here and a green there, that forms the band, and the red in that corner to form the red square when they all come together. So that's the dark one with the dark crown. So that's got a white background and the birds. And then there's this one which has the pale pink background and the flowers. And then it has the green band across. And then these will form a square when they come together. So it will look like that. Very nice. So I've completed the 4 cornerstones and I'm just working my way through these now. It's coming together nicely, and let's finish the edges. I've completed all of the stars now, and I'm going to start doing these arrows. So I'm alternating thread. I've been in the grey and then I came out to do the lighter colours, cream thread. So now I'm going to change that to grey and then we'll be off. So there we are. Everything is assembled, all the bits and pieces. These are the outside stars. These are the small pieces that surround the centre panel. And there's the centre panel waiting. So my plan this morning is to work on this centre panel, and I'm just going to put this single row around the outside like that, and then I will build down and up, and then I'll piece the side panels, so it'll be in 3 pieces. That's the plan of assembly. It's quilting time. I've pieced the top, no problems at all. It's looking really lovely. I have cream thread in the top and cream thread in the bobbin. I shall start with a number 1 stitch, basically just to secure the row of stitching going up and down. Then I shall change it to a 4. I'm going to do cross hatch stitching quilting across the quilt, so along one way and then across the other. I have a narrow border around the edge just to secure all these seams, make sure nothing pops open while we're quilting. I have a 100% cotton batting. The backing is a lovely cream. It is 400 thread Egyptian cotton, so hard wearing and feels lovely, nice little bit luxury. And the walking foot's on. So I'll see you on the other side. And that's it. That's the Indian Summer Quilt. Because of the colours, gold and red and green and cream, it has a Christmassy feel, but there's no Christmas fabric in there, so it's quite versatile. Nice wintry colour, warming quilt. So I shall put that in my shop and hope somewhere it finds itself a lovely home. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in seeing more, please subscribe, hit the notification bell and give me a thumbs up. I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.